Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Lunatic Ironman playthrough of Fire Emblem Awakening. This is one of my favorite Fire Emblem games, and I'm really looking forward to playing through this. It looks like I might need to fix one of my screens in the recording. I don't like to be consistent, but we are going to be setting up a new file. I've done just a couple tests to see how it is, if you look here, just to see recording and stuff, but otherwise doesn't really matter. But one thing I would like to mention, as you can see on the title screen, we do have the Amateur Awakening HD pack, I guess you can call it, installed. I believe that's what it's called. So it replaces some textures and things with nicer looking ones. But that is hopefully going to make the game look a bit nicer. So that's it. We're playing in Ironman, so that means we're playing Classic. If somebody dies, they die for real. And we now need to make our avatar. Typically, when I play through Fire Emblem, I usually go with the male avatar. I'm a guy myself. It just kind of fits, typically. Let me pause for a second. There we are. Hopefully the bottom screen looks nicer now. There's not a black bar at the top. I don't know why it's doing that. It seems to be whenever I exit Citra, even if I have the same exact things, it's gonna look different. So hopefully it doesn't keep being a problem. I've set it up like 4 different times. Anyways, as I was saying, I typically go with the guy. When I play a Fire Emblem game, I use the male avatar, but I specifically want to see a support conversation chain between the female avatar and a specific character, so we're going to go with female. Typically, when I do a female avatar in Awakening, I don't keep this build or the default hair. I usually go with this like older, taller looking one, and I don't usually change the face much, but I like this hairstyle right here. But we're going to go default female Robin today. I'll look through the hair colors quick just to see, but I don't think I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to stick with the basic white and the basic voice, and even keep our name as Robin as well. We're going very basic today. It is currently December, so I'm going to throw this, let's say like, well, I doubt I'll play on Christmas, even though that would be fun. Let's say the 15th. And then this is an important choice to make, our asset and our flaw. We're playing on Lunatic, not Lunatic Plus. Who knows if I'll even be able to manage Lunatic, let alone Lunatic Plus. Lunatic Plus is insane, as I'm sure those of you that have played are aware. But this is actually an important choice that we make right here. There are a couple good options, and there are some that are not very good. For example, picking resistance, probably not your best choice, especially for early on. Defense, pretty solid. Speed, also really solid. Magic or strength, depending on if you know what you want to focus on more, could be decent choices. Skill, for example, probably not very important. Luck, probably one of the worst choices you could pick. These are all different stats that we can pick that our avatar will do better at with the asset, and the flaw means we will be worse at it. So luck is typically the standard flaw for people to pick, because luck isn't that important of a stat. It affects some things like crits, but other than that, maybe some skills, but not incredibly important. I think speed and defense are the two good ones to pick here, especially for early on in Lunatic. Awakening is a bit insane. So if you are going traditional, you typically focus really heavily on your Robin and have Robin carry you through kind of the first 4 chapters or so of early game Awakening with Frederick, and we're probably going to have to rely on that a bit. I think speed is probably going to be a better choice than defense. If we can get to the point where we double enemies, that'll be really good for us. But this is going to be our avatar. And now I'm going to shut up because cutscene's going to play, I believe. I'm going to save over this one. Premonition, Invisible Ties.
This is it. Our final battle.
You're one of us, Robin, and no destiny can change that. Now let's kill this dastard and be done with it. We're gonna get tutorials and stuff, they don't really matter.
Listen to me.
Robin, we have to get closer. Let's move. So, like most Fire Emblem games, this first mission serves as a bit of a tutorial, but this one here also serves as an introduction to the story of some kind. We've got two characters on our side currently. Chrom, a level 20 lord at the moment, equipped with two different swords. The falchion, which is super effective against dragons, as you can see on the bottom screen with the little dragon symbol, and a silver sword. The falchion doesn't have a number next to it, but the silver sword does. That is weapon durability. Weapons do have durability in this game. If Chrom used this sword 30 times, it would break. The falchion, however, can never break. Robin, on the other hand, is equipped with a tome, Thorin, which is a type of thunder magic, and a steel sword. They both have durability. They're both used. We also have weapon ranks, as you can see on the far bottom left. Robin has C and B in swords and tomes respectively, and Chrom can only use swords, and he has a B rank. Weapon ranks affect certain stats based on the weapon. You get bonuses to hit rates, damage, etc. when you have a higher weapon rank and are using that weapon. But we'll get more into that later, most likely. We're up against the shady figure that we just saw in the little cutscene that played. His name appears to be Valadar. He's a sorcerer, and he has a tome that is named Grima's Truth. An interesting kind of magic. It seemed pretty evil from what we saw in the cutscene. The intro to this did call it a premonition, so maybe this is something that'll happen to us in the future. Currently, taking a look at this battlefield, there's nobody else here. It's just us three, and there's also this mysterious wall. However, like Chrom said, I think it's time that we finally get closer and we make our approach.
Right.
Alright, my turn. The blue squares are how far we can move, the red squares are places we can hit. So Chrom has one range with any of his weapons that he has currently, so he can attack directly in front of him wherever he moves. He has 5 squares of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do that obviously in any order. You can go like right up, right down, you know. But we're just going to move him straight up towards the enemy. The enemy doesn't appear like he's going to move. We can highlight him, and he has 2 range with his tome. He can attack up to 2 squares away, but it doesn't look like he moves. So now we're going to move ourselves.
On my mark.
Go ahead, Robin. Robin, just like Valadar, has a range of 1 with the sword, but also can attack close up and far away with the Thunder Tome, the Thorin Tome. Why do you insist? Like we thought, Valadar just sits there. Good. He's almost within reach. Let's move in and strike. So now Chrom and Robin can both get up close and attack. So let's see how this is going to go. We're going to send Chrom in first, and we can choose between the 2 swords he has. The falchion will do 12 damage and has an 89% chance to hit. No crit chance. No matter what, we're going to take 21 from Valadar with an 82% hit chance. You may look at our health and see 41 and be a little worried that if we don't finish him right now, Valadar will attack Chrom and kill him. However, during this mission, you don't need to worry about that. Valadar's programmed never to attack. He'll only counterattack when we attack him. So, Chrom is going to go in with the silver sword and do 18 damage. Yeah, fools. Struggle all you want. You cannot unwrite what is already written. Chrom got in with a nice swing, and he does take the 21 damage in retaliation. But now we can send Robin in, right behind Chrom, and she can attack with Thorin Tome. She'll do 17 damage with an 84% chance to hit, and has a 5% chance to crit. She'll take 18 in return. However, if you look down below, you can see Chrom's name has been thrown down there as well now, with 2 little symbols. A sword and a shield with percents next to them. The sword has a 28%, and the shield has a 7%. This is called Dual Strike and Dual Guard. When you are next to one of your friendly units, you have the chance to have them join in combat with you in Fire Emblem Awakening. So when Robin attacks in a moment, Chrom has a 28% chance to actually join in and attack again himself. So if that happened, Valadar would likely die. He also has a 7% chance to jump in and defend Robin from the attack that she's going to take if he doesn't do the first thing. They're low at the moment, but they can be increased later, and we'll talk about that more. But let's see if we'll get lucky with the 28% chance. Oh, Crom's going in. Finishes Valadar off. See, we got the lucky 28% dual strike. We were both maxed out levels, so no XP. And there was only one enemy, so that's the end of the stage. Took us 2 turns. No heroes. Those are like the MVP of the chapter. It doesn't really matter. You don't get any bonuses or anything, but at the end of the game, it'll keep track of that for you and give you a list of who was your like MVP for each map. So it's something to think of.
This isn't over. Damn you both! You all right? That's the end of him. Thanks to you, we carried the day. We can rest easy now.
At long last. What's wrong? Hey, hang on.
This is not your fault. Promise me you'll escape from this place. Please. Go.
Well, who knows if we actually did win that fight at the end for some reason. It looks like Robin decided to kill Crom with her own magic. And he doesn't seem necessarily upset about it. He forgave us, essentially. But maybe this is some premonition of future events to take place. I suppose we'll have to see. For now, let's save our progress and move on to the actual prologue. The Verge of History.
Crom, we have to do something.
What do you propose we do?
I don't know.
I see you're awake now.
Hey there.
There are better places to take a nap than on the ground, you know. Give me your head. You all right?
We appear to have just woken up in the middle of a field, being greeted by Crom, the very man who we just fought with, as well as 2 others. Let's see what's going on. Are you all right?
Thank you, Crom.
Yes, thank you, Crom.
Hmm?
Ah, then you know who I am?
Huh?
No, actually, it's strange. Your name, it just came to me. How curious. Tell me, what's your name? What brings you here? My name is... It's...
What?
You don't know your own name? I'm not sure if... I'm sorry, but where am I exactly?
What?
Hey, I've heard of this. It's called amnesia.
Explain.
It's called a load of Pegasus dung. We're to believe you remember my lord's name, but not your own.
Huh?
But it's the truth. What if it is true, Frederick? We can't just leave her here alone and confused. What sort of shepherds would we be then?
Right.
Just the same, my lord, I must emphasize caution. It would not do to let a wolf into our flock.
Right.
Right then. We'll take her back to town and sort this out there. Wait just one moment. Do I have a say in this? Peace, friend. I promise. We'll hear all you have to say back in town. Now come. What will you do with me? Am I to be your prisoner? You'll be free to go once we establish you're no enemy of Elise.
Huh?
Is that where we are? Elise?
Ah,
You've never heard of the Halidome? Huh. Someone paid this actress. She plays quite the fool. The furrowed brow is especially convincing. Frederick, please. This land is known as the Halidome of Elise. Our ruler, Emerin, is called the Exalt. I suppose proper introductions are in order. My name's Crom, and then you already knew that. The delicate one here is my little sister, Lissa.
I am not delicate.
I am not delicate. Ignore my brother, please. He can be a bit thick sometimes. But you're lucky the shepherds found you. Brigands would have been a rude awakening. Shepherds? You tend sheep? In full armor? It's a dangerous job. Just ask Frederick the Wary here.
right.
A title I shall wear with pride. Gods forbid one of us keeps an appropriate level of caution. I have every wish to trust you, stranger, but my station mandates otherwise.
Yeah.
I understand, sir. I would do no less myself. My name's Robin. I just remembered that. How odd. I suppose that's one mystery solved.
Really?
Robin? Is that foreign? Ah, well, we can discuss it later. We're almost to town. Once we... Crom, look! The town! That certainly doesn't look good. Looks like the town's got a bit of a fire problem at the moment. Damn it, the town's ablaze. Those blasted brigands, no doubt. Frederick, Lissa, quickly.
My lord.
What about her? Unless she's on fire as well, it can wait.
Of course.
Aptly put, my lord. Let's go already.
Oh.
But what about... Uh-huh. Get to it, lads. Grab anything shiny and put the rest to the torch. We got an example to set for these Elysian types. Ain't that right, lass? Stay away from me, please. Someone help. Crom, we have to stop them.
Gods.
Don't worry. After today, these bandits won't be bothering anyone ever again.
Crom.
Wait. Robin, you followed us. Why? I'm not certain myself, but I'm armed, and I know my way around a fight, if you'll have me.
Good.
Of course, strength in numbers. Just stay close. Victory is to rout the enemy.
Shall we then?
Remember, Robin, we face practiced thieves and murderers. They will grant us no quarter. It's kill or be killed. So, that is very true for us. We've got quite the lineup of enemies here for our little four-man squad to take out. There are 5 right here in this main kind of square area, and then there's another 6 back here. All of these that are past this point on the bridge won't move until we get into their range and activate them, but everyone in the square will move on this turn. Right now, if we take a look at them, they all have some skills. They're all level 1, but not every single one has a skill, but some of them do. You can see the little circles, the 5 circles on the bottom right screen. If they have a filled in one with something, that is a skill. For example, this Myrmidon here has Avoid plus 10. Very aptly named, it grants him Avoid plus 10. I didn't say they were great skills right now, they're pretty simple. This one also has Avoid plus 10. This Barbarian, for example, has Gamble. It reduces his hit rate by 5, but grants him a 10% chance to crit. Otherwise, the only other thing to mention about everything here right now at the moment is that since we're on Lunatic, they all have upgraded weaponry. We, for example, Robin has Thunder and a Bronze Sword. And Crom has his Falchion and a Rapier. We'll talk about those in a moment. And Frederick, actually, Frederick has a Silver Lance. He actually has better weaponry than everybody else. But if we look at our enemies, this Myrmidon has an Iron Sword compared to our Bronze. This Mage over here has an Elwind instead of our Thunder, for example. They have better gear. However, we have 4 units. Let's talk about them. We have Lissa, Crom's younger sister, who claims she isn't delicate. She is our healer. At the moment, she actually is quite delicate. She cannot fight herself at the moment. Later, she can gain the ability to if we promote her, but we're all currently level 1 besides Frederick, by the way. Lissa is our cleric. She has a heal staff, which can do exactly what it sounds like, heal her allies when they get hurt. And she has a vulnerary. A vulnerary is just a type of potion, like in other games. It can heal 10 HP if you use it on your turn, and it has 3 uses, as you can see. Prom also happens to be carrying one, and those are 2 healing items right now. They may be important for these first couple chapters. Later on in the game, they aren't that useful anymore. But so don't feel bad about using them if you have to, is how I'm going to put it. Lissa, as stated, is a cleric. She cannot attack herself, and she is quite squishy at the moment. We don't really want to let her get hit by anyone. She does have a skill. That skill is called Miracle. She can survive a lethal attack if her HP is more than 1, and that trigger percent, so the chance for it to happen, is equivalent to her luck stat. Currently, she has a luck of 8, so if she was attacked, and that attack was going to kill her, say one of these enemies could do 18 damage, she would have an 8% chance to survive that hit instead of dying. So it's not something you want to rely on if you can avoid it. But it is there to potentially save you, I suppose. We're going to save Frederick for last. We're going to talk about Crom now. Crom is our lord. If you're at all familiar with Fire Emblem games, the lords are typically the main characters. Crom is this game's main character. So he is special in that if he dies, unlike anyone else besides ourselves, so Crom or Robin, if either of them die, it's a game over. If Lissa or Frederick died, for example, the game would continue on, but since we're on classic mode, they would die and we would not be able to use them anymore. If Crom or Robin die, the game is over. There are a couple other chapters where there are specific loss conditions, but obviously we'll come across those when we get there. Crom is our lord. He is equipped with 2 swords at the moment and a vulnerary to heal with. Those swords, as mentioned earlier in the Premonition, he has the falchion. It is a weapon that does not break and is super effective against dragon type enemies. Unfortunately, we're not facing any of those right now. The other sword he has is a rapier. The rapier can only be used by lord classes, so there's no point in trading it over to Robin or Frederick. And it does effective damage against horse units and armored units. Those are what those 2 symbols are. When a weapon does effective damage, it does 3 times the typical amount that it would normally do. So if we're fighting a cavalry unit, we would potentially want to use that rapier because we would do a whole lot more damage. It'll come in handy a lot later. Right now, we don't have any special units that will take extra damage from anything. Crom does have a skill. Let's talk about it. His skill is Dual Strike Plus. It increases the trigger percent chance of a dual strike by 10%. You remember how he joined in Robin's attack in the Premonition earlier in that tutorial chapter? This gives him an extra chance to do that. So, he's good at that. And then, let's talk about ourselves. Robin, our tactician. She can use swords and tomes, as mentioned earlier, but as you can see, we're all level 1 now. She has a skill. Let's look at it. This skill is why Robin is so good in the early game. When she's paired up with another unit, which we'll talk about in a second, she gets 50% more XP. She is super easy to level up early game, and she has really good growth rates, and you can choose which stat will go up more likely than not. We chose speed, if you remember. So, our speed can go up really high if we give her a lot of these kills and a lot of this XP, which we want to do as much as we can. She, as mentioned, can wield both a tome and a sword. The tome can attack from 2 spaces away, the sword only from 1. Her strength and her magic, which are the skills that each one respectively uses, are about equivalent at the moment, so one's not really necessarily better than the other. The Thunder Tome, I believe, has higher might, so it's just an overall better weapon. Oh no, it's actually directly equivalent to the Bronze Sword. So they're pretty much the exact same. The sword has a higher hit rate, Thunder has a crit chance and a lower hit rate, but also gives the range of 1-2. So those are things to consider. We would like to upgrade our weapon ranks on everybody because they will give some bonuses. Everybody's at E currently besides Frederick, but Frederick's a special case. who we'll talk about currently. Frederick, as you can see, looks a bit fancy. He's got some good gear, some skills, and he looks a bit more capable than everybody else. That's because he is. His class is a great knight. As always, if you are familiar with Fire Emblem games, he is what's considered a pre-promoted unit. In most games, you are started out with a pre-promoted unit. That is somebody who's already in an advanced class and is much stronger than everyone else in your party. Frederick, as you can see, is that person. He's a armored cavalry unit that can use lances, swords, and axes, though he only has a silver lance at the moment, and his stats are much higher than everybody else's. He's got basically double what Robin has, for example. So he's really strong and really bulky. He can take a lot of hits. Even in Lunatic, though, he is not invincible, so that's something to keep in mind. He has 2 skills at the moment, so we'll take a look at them. He has Discipline, which gives him double the amount of weapon XP. You get weapon XP when you use that type of weapon in a fight, so these bars down at the bottom under these 3 things, if you use that type of weapon, it'll fill up. He can level up these twice as fast as a normal unit, so kind of useful, but not extremely, especially on Frederick. Frederick is a unit that gets benched usually pretty early on after the first few chapters of the early game, because he's pre-promoted and his growths aren't that great. So it takes a long time to level him up, and when he does level up, he doesn't get that much out of it, compared to our other units who have a lot of levels to go and have good growths. So that's something to bear in mind. His other stat is Outdoor Fighter. He gets hit and avoid +10 when fighting outdoors. Luckily, we're outdoors everywhere here in this market, so we'll be constantly getting that benefit for this chapter. So we've gone over all of our units. We've gone over the enemies, basically. Now, we have to think. We have 4 units, and we don't want to have any of them die. Were these 4 units over here in this corner, and these 5 here will swarm us. They will all directly move towards us. By the way, we can hit X. Anywhere in this pink range is where an enemy can move and attack to. If we want to see a specific range, like this sword user, he's anywhere in this red. If we highlight him and select him with A, we can see his range within this red area. So we've got at least these 4 to worry about basically on this first turn. This mage will take an extra turn to get over here. My thought process is Frederick is strong enough that he can come in and one-shot a unit, basically. You see, he'll do 27 damage to this sword user. So he would take him out. We don't really want to give Frederick kills, because as stated, he doesn't get that much XP. We want to give it to our level 1 units that will get a lot, specifically Robin, who will get a lot if she's paired up with somebody. But there's only so much you can do about that early on, right? When we're worrying about other units and not wanting to die, that's something that we can't really do much about. So we're going to send Frederick in with the Silver Lance, and we're going to hope he hits this 88%. There we go. This Myrmidon Ruffian has been completed, and as you can see, he got 11 XP. We'll show how big of a difference that is compared to somebody like Robin. But if we think about this now, if we keep everybody else out of the range of the enemies, they will all, at least these 2 who are within range of attacking Frederick, will go towards him and they will attack him. His attack, displayed at the very top, is a 27, if you see this with this lance. He would be attacking these 2 axe users who have a defense of 1. So a very simple calculation would say 27 minus 1 is 26, and Frederick would do 26 damage. Because of weapon ranks and the weapon triangle, that's likely going to be a little bit off. They all have A rank in axes. And axes beat lances. Let's talk about the combat triangle real quickly, because I noticed I forgot to mention that. It's basically rock, paper, scissors. One weapon beats one and is defeated by the other. That triangle, that rock, paper, scissors chain, is swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords. So Frederick got a bonus attacking that sword user that we just defeated because of the fact that he was using a lance. However, he'll have less accuracy and other things against these axe users who beat lances. So these 2 axe users can move in and attack him, though. We'll need to move Lissa out of the way first. We'll see who's delicate. I may not be able to attack like Crom, but when you get injured, I'll be the one stitching your bones back together, care of my trusty staff. You just tell me where to go, Robin. She's currently in range of this axe user, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if we moved here, he could still move and attack her. So we want to make sure she is out of range. We're going to move her to this square here. Once we wait, you'll see the map update after that. Unfortunately, it does not update in real time, but that would be asking a bit too much, right? But if we have her wait here, she is out of the danger radius. Prom and Robin are both currently out of the danger radius as well, though we could make a choice to move them up if we wanted to. For example, I could put Prom right here next to Frederick, or I could put somebody with Frederick. Pairing up is something that you can do.
Really?
So Robin, I see you wear a sword. Wait, is that a tome? You know magic?
Yeah.
I believe so? I suppose I should check. You believe so? Perhaps I'll just keep a few paces behind you for the time being. No, I can control it, I'm sure. Now, how did this work again? Yes. So, you do get some, in this mission specifically, some little dialogues when we select a few units. But for example, we could pair up Prom and Robin. If we did, you get some bonuses and skills. These depend on your support level with each other, something we'll mention later, and what class they are, and the skill levels that they have. The skill levels that you have give the least amount, the most minimal difference. By having a high enough skill, you can give bonuses, but that rarely comes into play. However, the support level and the class you are in makes the big difference. If we had Frederick pair with somebody, for example, he gives them a ton of defense and strength because of his class. Robin, for example, being a tactician, gives some pretty balanced stats of some strength, some magic, some skill, and some speed. What pairing up does is it essentially combines your two units into one unit in one square. You can move them around together, and they have the chance to dual strike and dual guard with each other when they are together, and they give those bonus stats. So, pretty much, besides the first few chapters of Awakening and some other specific maps, you basically want to always have your units paired up with each other. There's essentially no downside, and only upsides. But I'm just trying to think right now. My idea is both of these axe units are going to come in and attack Frederick, and they'll be left on very low health. We would then be able to swoop in with Crom and take one out, and Robin and take the other out, hopefully. And then this sword user would also be moving in. I'm going to move Robin over one square, because if she's here, her movement would be one further next turn, and she would be able to join up with Frederick. So that's something that I want to be able to do. And we're just going to leave Crom here, and then we're going to see what happens on this turn. Hopefully, Frederick doesn't miss one of these axe users. It is something that can happen and would throw us off a little bit. We take 6 damage. Frederick could kill if he gets a crazy 1% crit, but, you know, that's a 1 in 100 chance. This guy was the guy that had Gamble. That's why he's got a higher crit chance. Frederick did manage to connect with both hits, though. And now we're going to see the mage move in and the sword user move in. Is anyone hurt? It would be foolish to leave a wound untreated.
Oh.
Indeed, timely use of a staff or a vulnerary should prevent the worst. That's telling us that we can heal in battle. But so, let's take a look at this mage. This mage has a speed of 9, so if we look at Crom, he's got a speed of 8. Robin has a speed of 8. Lissa has a speed of 4. If Lissa was attacked by that mage who has a speed of 9, she would get attacked twice. If you or the enemy has 5 more speed, they will do 2 attacks instead of just 1. That's part of the reason Lissa is in a lot of danger early on, right? This mage can also, let's highlight her, him, whichever, looks like a guy, him, instead of these 2 axe users. If we throw Crom up here, he can easily take out this unit, right? But he would also get attacked by this mage. Magic attacks the resistance stat. If we look at Crom, he's got a really decent defense right now for level 1. He's got 7, but he's got a resistance of 1. He would take a lot of damage from that magic user. This magic user will do 16, so 16 minus 1 would be 15 damage. Crom would take 15 damage. Lissa, on the other hand, has a pretty decent resistance. Healers are pretty magically tanky. If this person attacked her, That would do 12 damage, but it would do 12 damage twice, so Lissa would be dead. We really need to worry about killing things at the moment. We can see the combat forecast for Frederick against this mage, for example. The mage does 13 damage to him. That's a lot. It's almost the rest of his health. His defense is really high, his resistance, not so much. So, how do we want to approach this? My thought process is we send Crom up. We have him use the rapier for the extra 10% hit chance. He'll go first, he'll take out this axe user, right? Easy enough. Now let's watch how much XP he gets. He gets 30 from a kill. Frederick, if you remember, got 11. So almost 3 times the amount that Frederick gets since he's promoted. We can then send Robin up right here next to Frederick and Crom, and we can have her use the Thunder Tome. If we do so, she's got an 82% chance to hit this ruffian and to kill him. And she is paired up with Crom, so she will get bonus XP. So instead of 30, how much does she get? Oh, actually, I was wrong. She doesn't get bonus XP unless she's explicitly paired. Probably could have routed that better then. And then we're going to move Frederick down here, and we're going to kill this ruffian because he is in the way. This Myrmidon, the sword user, is in the way. So we're just going to have Fred take him out. There we go. Now the only thing moving towards us is this mage, right? Simple enough. It should not be able to take out Crom, who has a speed that won't let him be doubled, and Robin the same, also won't get doubled. So each should be able to take at least one attack. We're going to move Lissa up, have her use one of her heal staff charges on Frederick. This is the only way she can get XP at the moment, is by healing her allies. She does a nice 10, and she gets 17 XP. So when you heal, you get a lot of XP for it, but obviously you can't attack back. This mage does have a small chance to crit, which can ruin everything, but luckily he did not. And we attack back, and Crom jumps in, doing a lot more. So we have a choice to make here. Do we want to focus on Robin or Crom for these first few chapters? Robin is the easier one to focus on. If you give her all of the XP that you can, she'll do a lot better job than Crom does. So we're probably going to focus on Robin. First, though, we are going to heal her just for the XP. So we're up to 34 XP with Lissa now. And then we are going to pair Frederick with her. Look at these stats Frederick gives. He gives us +4 to strength and defense, an extra movement, which is really nice, and then the 1 skill and 1 speed are not that crazy. But Robin now has 10 strength, essentially. So she's very good with the sword now compared to Thunder. If we look at Thunder, we would do 4 damage. If we look at the sword, we're going to do 13 instead. And since it's a bronze weapons have really high hit rates. So we have a 100% chance to hit this mage and kill him. So we're going to do so. There we go. Running on in with the sword. And we go from 40 XP to 85. We got 45 XP because we got that extra 50% for being paired up. So Robin's very close to a level.
Are you ready?
Still with us, Robin? It's strange. Here on the battlefield, I can see things.
What?
See things? Like what? The enemy's strength, their weaponry, the flow of battle. I must have studied this somewhere.
Really?
So you're saying you can size up the enemy at a glance?
Yeah.
Yes, it would seem so, and perhaps more if I apply myself. So, that's explaining a little bit of why we can see the things we do. Robin seems to be some kind of talented tactician. But as I said earlier, all of these enemies will not move until we enter their range, so we have a bit of a breathing time. We can sit around and do whatever we want for as long as we want, as long as we don't go in this pink area. There also happens to be this glowing tile right here. We'll worry about that in a moment. For now, we're just going to move Crom closer to the danger, but not in it, and we're just going to have him wait. The enemy phase happens, and nothing happens, and we're back to our player phase. Are you alright, Robin? Don't rush into danger. I'm fine, Crom, don't worry. You've lent us your strength, and that makes you a friend. Having an ally by my side gives me courage.
Well,
Thank you, but I think there's more to it than that. What do you mean? I believe there's a tactical advantage to fighting side by side. It's fuzzy. Wait, yes, working in pairs improves strength, defense, speed. Yes, I'm sure of it. So that's a little bit of the insight into how we can support each other on the battlefield, like Robin and Crom are right now. So I would like to mention, there is a strategy that you can do, and I am undecided currently if I'm going to do it or not. First, we're going to move Lissa up right here to the north of of Frederick and Robin. We're going to have her heal Robin up to full. No matter how much HP you heal, you still get the same amount of XP. We're going to put Robin right next to the river, and you'll see why. And we're going to move Crom over here too. Crom and Robin, in this first chapter, for whatever reason, have the mysterious ability to walk on water. They can only do it one square at a time, but as you can see, Robin can walk north onto this water. So there is a strategy that you can do where you can chill out in the middle of this water, and after you take out this mage, who is the only person that can attack from a distance, you can kite these other 4 melee units around and just hit them from range in the middle of this river and feed all the kills to Robin. It is a strategy and one of the best ways if you're doing Lunatic or Lunatic Plus to get through this first chapter. Because the other alternative, for example, is we sit here and get attacked by all of them and die. Pretty simply, that's what would happen. But let's take a look, for example. Robin has enough movement to get in here into the fray. If she were to fight this sword user, she would take 7 damage and has a 3% chance to get crit. She does a decent 12 in return, but that's not enough to even kill after 2 attacks. The Thunder is even worse at the moment. Worse hit rate, worse damage. So let's think of it this way. If Robin was right here, she would immediately be murdered, because she would be attacked by not just 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 units. And it only takes 3 to be able to kill us, essentially. So we could, for example, sit right here and bait one out, but they're all going to move. And so it's going to be difficult to take out this whole thing as a group when we only have 3 units and we have one paired together like this at the moment. If we, however, do the water walking strategy, we can come up north and we can do the same with Crom. We can pair Lissa up with Crom so she can get up there too. And we can just sit here. And if we have Robin equip the Thunder, for example, this mage will run over here and attack us. Now, I would like to point out that this is where the plan can go poorly. This mage does have a crit chance, typically, and can crit you and kill you. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. But let's see what happens. The mage is going to move over and attack us, as mentioned. A 7% crit chance. So a decent amount. Robin takes a lot of damage. And we're lagging quite a bit. Hopefully that fixes up. It typically does. And we also get a level up out of this. That's not great, but it's not awful. We got 2 stats that are really good. Speed, especially good. Strength is decent for us. We really would have loved a defense level as well. That would have put it over the top. Nothing else really matters that much, but it's okay. I can tell I've gotten stronger. Typically, you'll do better than that on a level up. However, as you can see, everybody else started moving to the south. Now, where Crom is, he can only be attacked by one of these units, right? They can't move into the water themselves, so theoretically, he would be safe for a turn. So what we could do is we can go in with Robin. She would do 14 damage here, right next to it. Or we can sit here with the... Oh, I did not do this well. We would have to move Crom over here, trade the Vulnerary over, and she could heal up to 15. How much did this guy do? Did he do 15 damage? He does 14. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to trade the Vulnerary over. We're going to equip the Falchion instead, and we're just going to have Crom wait here. He can only be attacked by one of these units, and we're going to have Robin just heal up a little bit. Crom gets attacked. He's going to take 10 damage. That's fine. He can handle 1. Robin gets attacked again. We have to hope we dodge the 7% crit again. We do. We hit back, and Fred joins in to take the kill, actually, saving us a turn and what we would have to do next turn. We get 45 XP for it, and everybody else just moves along in this nice, neat little line. Now, we don't even have to worry about healing Robin up anymore, even though she's on 1 HP. We're going to move her over to the side. We're just going to have her attack this Myrmidon. And Fred joined in again. I actually think I want to take that lance from him and have him unequip it so he stops using it. But look at all that XP we got. Crom can now just move north, and everybody here just sits here. They are literally sitting ducks. They cannot do anything. We're going to trade with Frederick, and we're going to take that lance from him. So we're going to move over, we're going to trade, we're going to take that lance, and then we're just going to attack with Robin in the Thunder Tome. So now Fred can't join in and do extra damage. So we can feed Robin all of this XP. She just got a pretty good level up. Strength, skill, speed, and defense. That's pretty much every skill that we want. Resistance and magic would be decent, for example. Luck, we don't particularly care about, but it's nice if we get it. But that speed and that defense are really helpful early on. Now that's what I call progress. Indeed, Robin. She's now level 3, but we can likely get her quite a bit more. Crom and Lissa are just going to sit here together. And we're going to attack again. And we're just going to sit here and do this over and over until they die. We get 15 XP per hit. It's pretty good. The axe user that's right next to the one that we're currently attacking will pose a bit of a problem. Let's talk about why. Right now, he's currently at this little corner. So we would have to move right here to attack him, which we can do. But if we do so, we could then be attacked from right here on the bridge. People would be able to get into range. So we are going to have to bait them to a different position, which we can do so using Crom. If he moves up here, where he can be attacked from the north, everybody will start to move towards him, besides the boss, who is stationary. So that is a strategy we might have to use in a moment. First, though, let's take out these 2 units that are just sitting here out in the open, just waiting to be attacked. There we go. Let's get a nice juicy chunk of XP, up to 78 now. And then let's move Crom out of the way. It's going to take us 2 turns to get over to this guy to be able to attack him, but that's fine. And it will take 3 attacks to kill him, assuming we hit every single one. Our hit rate's not great at the moment. Ah, we did get Tome level D. That's pretty good. So that'll allow us to equip better weapons in the future when we can buy them, which won't be for a few chapters. And we will also, I don't remember specifically off the top of my head what tomes get as a bonus, but it's probably hit rate or extra might. But let's attack again. 2 more of these should do the trick. Oh, we got a miss. Totally reasonable. We're at a 78% chance to hit, so not great. But we're just sitting here, attacking over and over again. Here's another level up. This is level 4 or level 5 for Robin? Level 4. An HP, a skill, and a defense. Not amazing. The defense is good. The HP, of course, is always good. Nothing else, though, that really helps us. Skill helps our hit rate a little bit, but it's mediocre. But Robin still can tell. She's gotten stronger. We get little different dialogues each time we level up based on how many skills you get, how many stats go up. We've gotten the same general amount each time, so we haven't gotten a different dialogue, but we potentially will in the future. Let's get another kill under Robin's belt. 80% chance to hit. Let's take out this sword user. There we go. Another nice, like, 40 XP. It's just kind of broken. Now, like I said, this guy's stuck here. Let's move Crom north. The axe user will move now. He's still at a spot where we can't really attack him. And if he comes over here, he'll attack Crom. Crom potentially would die. Let's see how much damage he would take. He would take an 11. So yeah, he's dead. But if we move him over 1, he can't be hit. And this guy will just move over to right here, and we'll be able to attack him and move Crom back next turn. There we go. So yeah, here we are, just chilling in a river, you know, lobbing balls of thunder and lightning at our enemies. That's what Fire Emblem's all about, isn't it? So we're just gonna sit here for another 4 or so turns until this guy dies. And we're gonna get at least to level 5. and probably pretty close to level 6. We're at 92 XP. One more attack will do it. We can actually move forward and attack with the sword, and that'll be a guaranteed kill with your 100% hit rate. And there we go. 92 XP to 31 on the next level. Another level up. Give us some speed, give us some defense. It's what I asked for, so I can't be mad. We got a luck as well, like I said, not very important, and another HP. Currently at 11 speed and 9 defense, so we're looking pretty decent. I think in order to start doubling things in these next couple chapters, we're going to need 13 speed. I'm not positive on that benchmark, but we'll see next chapter. But once again, now that is what I call progress. We're down to one enemy unit, just this boss who is stationary. He is a level 3 barbarian. He's named Garrick. He's got a fun little portrait of his own. That's how we know he is the boss. He happens to have a skill. I believe this is Gamble still. Yes, so it reduces his hit rate, but grants him crit plus 10. And he also has a short axe. That short axe has a range of 1-2. It can be thrown. It's a C rank axe, and it has a might of 7. The hit rate's not great. Most axes don't have great hit rates, but they do a lot of damage. So he has a displayed attack of 22. For example, if Robin got hit with her 9 defense, she would take 13 damage. Since we're bumped up plus 4 currently by being paired with Frederick, that actually brings her up to 13. So she would take, what did I say, it was a 22, so she would take 9 points of damage. So she can actually live a couple hits. But we do still have a couple other things on this map that we would like to do before we fight the boss. First, we want to have Lissa heal as much as she can. So she is going to move in with the staff and heal up as much as she can to get as much XP as she can. She is essentially useless for anything else until she hits level 10. At level 10, you can switch her into a different class or promote her into an advanced class using a couple items. We'll talk about them when we actually get them. At the moment, we do not currently have them. But Robin's healed all the way up right now. I believe Frederick... Oh, Lissa's getting a level. Here we go, level 2. Not amazing. Hey, look at me go. We got an HP, a magic, and a resistance. Those are the skills that she's typically good at. It's kind of crazy we didn't get a luck. She has like a 70% chance for her luck to go up. Based on her class and her growths, but... that's okay. Does Frederick have any damage to him? He does, so we can separate Robin and Frederick onto their own tiles now. And we can send Lissa down to heal Fred. Get a little bit more of that healing XP as much as we can. And as mentioned earlier, there are 2 little glowing sparkly tiles. We have not seen what they can do yet, and I'm always unsure early on who I want to have stand on these. Frederick actually isn't a bad choice. One of the things that these sparkle tiles can give is just a flat amount of XP. It's not changed based on your class or who you are or anything. So your pre-promote unit can actually get a high amount of XP from that and get them closer to another level. However, I don't think that's really important, and you cannot guarantee that that's what you're going to get. So I'm going to stand on them with Robin. When you stand on a sparkle tile, there are 3 typical results that you can get. You can get a flat amount of XP, you can find a rare item, some of them are really good, some of them are really bad, and you can get weapon XP, an amount of weapon XP in your weapon proficiency. If you are paired up with a unit, like Robin and Frederick were a minute ago, it adds a 4th option. That 4th option is to give them a conversation, and they will get a little boost to their support level. Support level we'll talk about later, once we actually can have those support conversations. For now, though, I'm going to have Robin stand on this sparkly little tile, and let's see what we get. What's this? Don't mind if I do. Sounds like we got an item. And that item we got is Eliwood's Blade. So let's take a look at it. It's a sword, clearly. It is a C rank sword. It has a might of 10, a hit rate of 85, a crit of 5, and 1 range. So it's better than the bronze sword, but we can't use it yet. We're at E rank swords. It goes E, D, C, B, and A, you know, the alphabet. So we can't use it, Frederick can't use it, and Crom can't use it. So it's kind of useless at the moment, but it may find use in the future. So we're going to end our turn, and we'll send Robin down here towards that other sparkly, and we will also separate Lissa and Crom, because Crom can get healed once or twice. So, let's have Lissa heal up her big brother. A nice another 17 XP. Everybody's full healed now. And we're going to send Robin down here to this other sparkle tile. I studied up on some practical combat strategies. No one will die on my watch. I don't remember which one this is. Each person has a dialogue that will happen for each thing that can happen. So if you know what they are, you know what you get, obviously, as soon as they say it. This one happens to be her XP. So she gained 14 flat XP. That can range from, like, I think 9 to, like, 28 or something. So it can be, like, the amount of killing an extra enemy, basically. But it's not going to give you a whole level up or anything like that. But we've taken care of everything on this map now except for the boss. So let's see what happens if we put Robin right here. If we attack from afar, he'll do 13 damage. He's got a 56% chance to hit and a 1% chance to crit. If we moved up all the way and attacked with the bronze sword, he has a 12 attack, a 51% chance to hit, and an 11% chance to crit. So, no matter what, if Robin stands there, there is a potential that she dies. If we throw Fred back on her, she gains 4 defense, so that would take his damage down from 13 to 9. If a crit happens, it multiplies the damage you take by 3. So for example, if he did 9, and crit, it would then be 9, 18, 27. So Robin would die. Not great, right? We could potentially try and give her some additional luck and see if that would mitigate the crit chance. This would give her a luck +2. Crom would give her a luck +3 and a speed +3, so I think that would actually make her double as well. I have not looked at his speed, but I'm assuming. Oh no, he's got a 12 speed. He's a speedy guy, but he has no crit chance now that we've paired Crom up with her. So we're just gonna sit there, let him attack us on our turn. We won't kill or anything, but he doesn't have a chance to kill either, and that's what matters. Here, sheepy, come to the slaughter. We're actually going to be the one slaughtering you, buddy. I did forget to change her to her tome, and she got hit by a 35% chance. So not great. Let's heal her up with Lissa. We essentially just wasted a turn, but we gave Lissa an extra heal, so that's fine. If we equip the tome, he'll do 13, but no chance to crit, and only a 50-50 chance to hit. So let's make sure we actually equip the tome this time, Robin. And then let's sit here and let him attack. So no chance for him to kill. Crom always has a chance to jump in like this. Not gonna kill, but does a decent amount of damage, and he gets some XP for it. So I'm pretty fine with him jumping in right now. We'll give Lissa yet another heal. Let's see how many staff uses she has left. She's at 20. Now, early game, you both want to heal as much as you can for XP with her, but also you don't get to buy items for a little bit, so you don't necessarily want to use every single charge. It's a bit of a balancing act, right? For this first chapter, I kind of recommend just using every single charge you can, every chance you get. Crom tried to help again, but he missed, unfortunately. But yeah, giving Lissa as much XP as you possibly can is usually a good idea. So Robin, if we attack now, won't kill, but we could move up and also not kill. So we're going to sit here, take one more hit, have Lissa give one more heal, and then we'll jump in with the bronze sword and get our guaranteed kill. Unless Crom joins in on this one as well. He doesn't, which I think is probably for the best. So we can give Lissa another level up, because this should be enough for her to level up. Yep. Magic, speed, luck, and resistance, pretty decent. They're basically everything she wants. The only other things that I would have liked an HP level, obviously, and a defense level, so she can potentially live more. But this is pretty good, especially for the classes that she tends to go into afterwards, but we'll talk about that once we get there, which won't be for a while. I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve. So that was 4 stats that went up, which was pretty decent. And now we're going to swap over to our sword, a guaranteed kill, 100% hit rate. He does not have any other skills that would affect us in who goes first, so we're just gonna have Robin take out this boss and get another level. There we go. Warg. That's what I say when I die too. but bosses give a ton of XP. So Robin just went from 90 to I think 56 was what that number was. Not a great level up, unfortunately, but the stats we got are still good. We got strength and speed, and that's what matters for these first few chapters, because she'll do a lot of sword attacks with Frederick and wants to eventually be able to hit people twice. But I do want to point out, we've gotten her up to level 6 in this first chapter. In a base class, you can only go up to level 20. Once we get her up to level 20, she will not gain any more XP unless we promote her or change her into a different class. So if we get her up too fast before we have any of those items and we still have her killing people, we essentially waste XP. But that's something to worry about later as well. This is still just the literal first chapter of the game, so we've still got a lot ahead of us. But that's the end of the chapter. We took 34 turns, which is assuredly not the fastest that this can go, and our MVPs pretty clearly are Robin and Frederick. I think that makes sense. They were paired up for a lot of it. Well, that's the end of that. Lucky for the town, we were close by. But holy wow, Robin, you were incredible. Sword, sorcery, and tactics? Is there anything you can't do?
Right.
There's certainly no helpless victim, that much is for sure.
Right.
Indeed. Perhaps you might even be capable of an explanation for how you came here? I understand your skepticism, Sir Frederick, and I cannot explain why only some knowledge has returned to me. But please, believe me, I've shared all that I know. You fought to save Elysian lives. My heart says that's enough.
My lord.
And your mind, my lord? Will you not heed its counsel as well?
It's all right.
Frederick, the shepherds could use someone with Robin's talents. We've brigands and unruly neighbors all looking to bloody our soil. Would you really have us lose such an able tactician? Besides, I believe her story, odd as it might be.
Oh.
Thank you, Crom.
Listen.
So how about it? Will you join us, Robin?
Yeah.
I would be honored. An interesting end here. We quite literally just met after waking up in a field, but we have very quickly joined this little group. These shepherds, so to speak. Did you notice, my lord? The brigand spoke with a Pelagian accent.
Huh?
Pelagian? What's that? Pelagia is Elisa's westerly neighbor. They send small bands into our territory hoping to instigate a war. And it's the poor townsfolk who suffer, totally innocent and totally helpless.
Really?
They do have us, milady. Shepherds, protect the sheep. Do not be swept up in your anger. It will cloud your judgment. I know.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll get used to this. My lord, please, you must stay the night. We are simple folk of simple means, but we would gladly toast your valor with a feast.
My thanks.
Most generous offer, sir, and no doubt your hospitality would be grand. But I'm afraid we must hurry back to Alista. Dark meat only for me, medium well, and no salt in the soup. I simply... Wait, what? We're not staying? But Frederick, it's nearly dark. When night falls, we'll camp, eat off the land, make our bed of twigs and the like. I believe you mentioned you would be getting used to this?
What?
Frederick, sometimes I hate you. You've quite the stern lieutenant there. Yeah, well, stern is one name for it. I can think of a few others. Frederick only smiles when he's about to bring down the axe.
Yeah.
Duly noted. You do realize I am still present? Oh, we realize.
Shall we then?
My lord remains as amusing as ever. Now then, shall we be going? All right. Ready to go, Robin? Capital isn't far. And that brings us to the end of our first chapter, the prologue. The verge of history. So it kind of hints that this is the beginning of something special, something important. There's 4 of us at the moment: Crom, Lissa, Frederick, and ourselves. And we're going to journey to the capital and see what happens there. But for now, that is the end of our first episode of this Lunatic Ironman run. It's a little long because we did both the prologue and the Premonition, and we talked quite a bit about the way this game works and stuff. Other episodes, I want to say, are going to be shorter, but that's probably not true once we start including support and inventory management and stuff. So expect this to be kind of the standard length. I do want to point out to any of my viewers that are here from RuneScape that RuneScape is not going away on the channel. I just wanted to play this for some fun, and I figured recording would be a fun way to do it as well. So that's why we're doing this, but the RuneScape videos are not gone. This won't detract from it at all. I've got plenty of footage, and I'm still playing, so do not worry about that at all. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, a like, a comment, a subscription, all of those would be wonderful things for you to do for my channel. It would help me grow, help support. If there's anything you think I could do better with this series, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Leave a comment down below telling me what you would like to see, stuff like that. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next episode.